Priscilla Presley would like you to know that she wasn't being porked by Elvis when she was 14.
It's all just TMI.
Yes, it
all
is.
over the place. She says, I wasn't banging Elvis at age 14. And we already knew this, right? Yeah. We did a whole topic on Priscilla and Elvis's relationship a while back.
When Baz Luhrmann's Elvis was coming out.
It's almost weirder than that. They didn't have sex until they were married when she was, I believe, like 20 or 21. But he like took lewd photographs of her, and they did other
or the
weird
stuff with the coroner or something.
He drugged her one time, and she was knocked out, and he took her to a morgue. Like, there were all sorts of messed up things that happened between them when they started dating that are honestly worse than if he were just like statutory R-ing her.
Yeah. Well, there's a movie coming out called Priscilla from Sofia Coppola,
which is supposed to reveal like the truth of their relationship, and it's, you know, controversial because the Elvis estate is not letting her use any of his music in the movie.
What are they going to do? Like covers?
Makes people want to watch it more, right? Yeah. If they know that it's not establishment approved.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes if it's like if Americans will reject it because they're sick of seeing their idols fall. Like they're sick of seeing every like I said when Mr. Rogers died, for like 3 months, every time a Mr. Rogers article would come up, like, please say he's not he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy, right? He's a good guy. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Like, people are sick of seeing the people they grew up love. Same with Pee Wee Herman. Everyone just forgot. Like, everyone just accepted. They're like, so he jerked off in a movie theater.
It was one time.
And everybody just kind of accepted. Like, look, he did a lot for my childhood. He was a great. Like, I love his comedy. Brought me a lot of joy. He jerked off in a theater once. There was no kids in the theater. I guess it's fine.
He didn't do anything to
really
kids.
Weird though.
Yeah. So,
but wasn't it like an X-rated movie too?
What? The one
he went to?
Why would kids have been in the theater then?
Well, I'm saying, but
that's the point.
But when the articles came out, nobody mentions the X-rated theater part. They just mention Pee Wee Herman caught jerking off.
So this wasn't a normal movie theater.
No,
this was a.
If I remember correctly, it wasn't. It was like
it
was like he was going to look at. It was like porn on the big screen.
Okay. Yeah. And that's like, I assume wouldn't be against the rules at a place like that.
Yeah.
Maybe because they were like, it's Pee Wee Herman. They
still weird. It's just like how nobody talks about the fact that MJ did it. You know, like we all know that. You can still like his music. It's fine.
Yeah. The music, you have to separate the music from the artist.
But I think for
Elvis,
sorry.
Or no, we should back to the topic.
For Elvis, I'm just saying it's interesting because he was sort of a sexual awakening for America at the time that he was at his biggest. You know.
Yeah, as somebody who like.
But it turns out that behind the scenes, big surprise, he was actually a pervert.
Yeah.
Oh, they're saying it is against the rules to jerk off in those theaters. Probably cleaning those seats would be a
I mean, if it's a porn theater, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Right.
So.
It's like it's a rule, I would assume.
The fact that he would go to one of those is weird enough.
It's a hard and fast rule, you could say, and it's just not something that you want to do there. And I do think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that people don't want to see their heroes fall anymore, and everyone just like you're better off just burying. Like, imagine you're somebody who's like, you just never read the news, you don't know what's going on, and you're listening to your Michael Jackson,
your Elvis,
and you're listening to your Elvis, and you're watching your Woody Allen movies, and you're completely oblivious to the fact that the people whose entertainment you're consuming are in a lot of ways monsters.
Yeah. Because
maybe that's why they're good artists.
And also, sexual crimes seem to be, by societal standards, more unforgivable than actual, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, he killed the guy. Well, maybe the guy had it coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like when I hear that about Mark Wahlberg's past.
Yeah.
Committing hate crimes or whatever, I don't care nearly as much as if it were a sexual allegation. Because it's just, there's something distinctly evil about that.
And even like what, Bill Cosby's going back on tour? Like,
is he?
The crazy thing
We're gonna go.
We're gonna like there's just I love
get your tickets.
The crazy thing is like there are people like, look, I'm kind of I'm not the most optimistic person, right? Like you fall down.
You can be sometimes.
So,
give yourself
but here's the thing:
credit.
there are just unscrupulous managers who are just like, they just hear anyone, they're like, we'll rebrand you. Like some dude's just like, dude, it's just a hiccup. Yeah, yes, you drugged a bunch of women. You harmed a bunch of women. If
Kevin Spacey can do it, anyone can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there are people whose entire job it is to be like, it's just we're gonna soften the language to had inappropriate relations, and then we're just gonna go forward with your career. There's people whose job it is to do that.
I think the theaters should do another showing of Elvis the biopic at the same time that Priscilla is showing, so you can do a double feature.
both at the same time.
Yeah. Get a little background on his character, and then go see the real side, the real story.
Not good.
Not
good.
What I do find interesting about this, though, that I hadn't thought about before, is that back then they didn't have like all this online I don't know if we can say the word, but like prawn, I guess is that the word. And I was actually just watching something where this guy talked about how it ended up being a slippery slope into watching like child stuff. So I feel like that's pretty much the same thing that happened with Elvis, minus the access to the internet. It's like he had access to pretty much any woman he wanted to have access to, and eventually he was like, it's not enough. And so, I mean, taking photos of a 14-year-old, like lucrative photos, is child prawn and like child abuse. So I think it was just like a different version of like that slippery slope that's now happening and could happen to anyone. You don't have to have Elvis Presley's like mega fame to do that anymore, which is just a wild thought that I just had and wanted to share.
Even weirder is that Priscilla's parents were seemingly so approving of their relationship, and maybe saw it as a way for her to get security. And also for what you're saying, what you're referring to, is just like when someone becomes so powerful, they get bored, and then that's when they use their power to do evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you get an Epstein.
Yep.
So that's like the opposite of the banality of evil. That's like the actual like scary evil, more than like just governments acting inhumanely, because that's how governments work. It's scarier that way somehow.
They say like absolute power corrupts absolutely. So could be a case of that.
Also, I mean, it is kind of a thing where Elvis was, like you said, a sexual awakening for the country. They're like, ooh, look at those dance moves. It was scandalous.
Like, I don't know, like their videos of all the women in the crowd like absolutely losing their minds, hysterics, like at him twitching his lip or like his shoulder, or like, which
Ron DeSantis will do for you now and give you the ick.
Yeah,
like Ron DeSantis will. But twitch
if you think about the power that had at the time, and now where we've gotten to in the aftermath of the sexual revolution, now like nothing hypersexual is even titillating or exciting anymore. It's boring.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.